Hey babes, it's Sharonda Isadora and welcome to Grace and Babe Reviews. And during this video, I'll be talking about a book and a movie. So, yay me. How are you guys? I hope you're staying safe. Happy Memorial Day. Even though I'm doing this video early, it's not going to be, posted until Monday. So, happy Memorial Day. Stay safe. Use your head and wash your hands. Let's get into this thing. The movie that I watched, as you guys know, during this whole quarantine lockdown, semi-lockdown thing that we're doing, most people cannot visit, their movie theaters. So Issa Rae's new movie, The Lovebirds, was released onto Netflix yesterday, as they have been, building it up to. And there's an actual channel that I follow on my other YouTube page. It's called Pay Away. It's a black woman. She reviews like TV shows and movies and stuff. She actually interviewed Issa Rae and I think his name is Kumal. I can't pronounce his last name. I'm not even going to try. She she interviewed both of them. It's like a 3-minute interview, so you should check it out. The name of that channel again is Pay Away. So I'll give you just a general idea of what's going on with the movie. So you have Issa's character and Kumal's character. Issa's name in the movie is Lahani, and or Lalani. I think it's Lalani. I think that's how they pronounced it. And his name, let's just call him Jay. So Lalani and Jay, they when we first go into the movie, we get what seemed to have led from a one-night stand to them eventually becoming a couple. After that one-night stand, they're interested in each other and they start to date, and now they're a couple. But I thought that was a real cute setup for them to do. Like, we just don't jump into them being this couple with problems. We start off with them meeting, however they met, and they build into this relationship that they're now in when they get into this trouble on this one particular day. So, now they live together, they've been together for a while, they having them couple blues, you know what I'm saying? They, they ain't getting along, they arguing. Like, literally, when we go into the movie, these two fools are arguing over how they would do on an Amazing Race. I was on that Amazing Race show. I was just like, because I had walked out of the room for something, but then I came back. I was like, are they arguing over them being on a TV show? But it was, but I guess it's just letting you know, like, these two are just having, so many issues, or whatever the issues may be, now they just arguing over petty shit, you know what I mean? So, they are also on their way to a dinner party of one of their friends, and they're arguing back and forth. And what happens is, while they're out on their way to this party, they're still going at it in the car. They decide to like okay, I'm tired, you tired, it's over, let's take a break. They decided to break up, but they were going back and forth so much when they were driving. This is where this was already in the trailer, where they hit dude, and the dude rushed inside of the car, and they chased this guy, and this whole murder type to happen with these two fools involved or whatever. So the movie kind of like takes off like once they go on a run. Once this other couple walks up on them, think they done ran a man over and and all this other stuff. So they take off, and instead of these nuts actually going to the police station, because and I got where Issa's character was coming from, because she like, listen, me a black woman and you a brown woman walk in a police station and tell them our car just happened to hit somebody. Like, you really think they're gonna believe us? You know what I mean? So I got where she was coming from with that. But they decided to take this on and find out, who was the guy that basically kidnapped them in their car and murdered this dude with their car and all this other stuff. You know what I'm saying? So this ensues, the rest of the, for the majority of the movie, of these two just running around town trying to find out what's going on and basically trying to like get themselves out of this murder. And that's where the laughs come in as well, because I feel like they played so well off of each other. Issa Rae and Kumail, they played so well off each other, especially as far as like the comedy aspect of the movie. Like they were just going like head to head with the jokes. I was just like, okay, you really are going to sit inside of this movie and crack the fuck up. You know what I mean? Because you're just going to be like, they can't, like, are they serious? They're just doing all sorts of mad shit. I was just like, you know, like them just playing, they were just playing off each other through the whole movie. So what worked for this movie for me, even though I do feel like, you know, towards like, kind of like towards the middle end of the movie does kind of like loses its steam as they are still trying to figure out, you know, what's happening and stuff like that, you know. But what works for this movie is that Issa and Kumail have a very good chemistry together on screen. So you are believing in this madcap shit that is happening around them, even though some of the things are unbelievable. But you can believe that, you know what, maybe this can fucking happen. You know what I mean? And also what works for the movie is this, for me, is the definition of what a romance comedy would look like, because one thing didn't take from the other. I feel like the romance and the comedy kind of balanced each other out, because we still had this couple in the middle of all this madcap shit that was going on around them. You know, some stuff they involved themselves in, because I was like, why y'all do that? Especially when they was in that barn asking them questions. I was just like, you know what I mean? So, you know, kind of like balanced it out, because even though, like I said, you had this madcap shit going on around them, they still managed to focus on the, you know, the issues, the current issues that they are having in their relationship. And basically, you know, they're not getting along. She feels sort of way about him, you know, not listening to her, not believing in her, and, you know, he feels kind of like, you know, you're not happy that, you know, I settled for what I'm doing, you know. So we had that type of stuff going on. But with the comedy, we still, you know, with the comedy that's going on, which is sometimes very slapstick, you know what I mean? They still manage to focus on, okay, what are we going to do in this relationship? Like, do we want to stay together, or do we really want to break apart? You know what I mean? Because for them announcing in a car that they don't want to, you know, that we're going to take a break to, you know, to that accident happening, and then the murder, and them just like going around all day trying to find out what happened, you know, you can kind of like, especially in the movie, you can forget about what this couple is going through. But I do appreciate the fact that they focused on both things, that one thing didn't cancel out the other. That's a good thing they did. Another good thing that they did in the movie is that, you know, me and the girls, we were talking on the podcast last week. It's 3 Black Girls. You guys should check it out. It's on Anchor and Spotify. We were talking about interracial relationships, you know, and romance books and stuff like that. And this is a good example of, you know, going into a movie with, because that just doesn't play in books. That kind of like rolls over into movies as well. You know, any type of media, you know, type of thing. You know what I mean? When most people think of interracial romance, it's always, you know, mainly, it's always, you know, black and white. You know what I mean? It's some person of color, black person with a white person. You know, it's very rarely focused on what, you know, interracial relationships with people of color in general. And for that purposes, I'm going to include black people. You know what I mean? So it was good to see that, you know, we had in this relationship with this Indian American man. You know what I mean? And nothing was taken away from his character. So, you know, for the most part, I do think it's a good movie. I do think it loses its steam, you know, halfway through, maybe like a little bit towards the end of the movie. It kind of like loses its steam. But Issa's and Kumail's chemistry is what keeps this movie going. They are really this movie. I honestly cannot see any other actors in this movie. If it was anybody else besides them, I probably would not have had, you know, such a good time. It was really good. So you guys should check it out. It was great. I loved it. And right now, this weekend, it's trending. It's in one of those top things on Netflix. So we should definitely, you know, give them, you know, the plays and the streams that they deserve. Just watch the movie. It's good. It's really, really good. I was like, these two fools are something else. They I kept saying all throughout the movie, they're gonna get their damn selves killed because they out here being crazy. They out here being stupid. It was a good movie though. So now we're gonna roll over into the book that I read. This also was a review request. This is an ARC that I received from the author directly. So thank you, thank you, Katrina Jackson, for that. So the name of this book is Beautiful and Dirty. It is going to be a new series by the author called The Family. So in this first book, we are concentrated on the mob boss of the family, Salvatore, and who's going to be his new love interest, Shay. So here is your blurb. So book description. Shay, here's my advice to how to survive a vacation to Italy with the college boyfriend you have just realized is terrible. Ditch him in Rome, take the train to Naples for pizza, let the attractive older man you just met buy you a drink, flirt a little or a lot while ignoring his wedding ring, then let him bend you over the table, let him girl, and break up with your boyfriend. As he bends her ass over that table, I was like, you better tear it upside down. There are a lot of ways to respond to the news that your wife is trying to kill you. I have sex with a young American who stumbles into my restaurant, and then I get revenge. I was getting ahead of myself. I'm sorry. Content warnings are assassination attempt, gunshot, maiming, torture, discussion of murder. So again, I won't even call this a novella length. I feel like this is really a short story. It's like 62 pages. It's a real quick read, even though I was just being real slow in reading. But you know, you can get through this like in a couple of hours. Like the book is that fast to get through. All right, so from that blurb, you have Shay, who is a recent college graduate, and her boyfriend who decide, you know, this was a trip that they had planned, Child, they're in Italy, and Shay's boyfriend is acting a complete straight goddamn fool. He don't want to do nothing. He whining about everything. Why everything? Oh, why da-da-da-da. Like, you are in Italy, sir. What are you talking about? You know what I mean? I haven't even been there, and I'm just like, he was just being a mess. Shay is stressed out. She is tired, and she can't enjoy her dream trip because this dude is tripping. He is really like, he ain't even like, when they got off the plane, for like example, when they got off the plane and they were inside the hotel room, like this dude didn't even want to order him nothing to eat. You complaining that you're hungry, but you don't even want to order you nothing to eat? Sir, what are you doing? Damn, Shay, what are you doing? So which she eventually admits as we are going through the story, Shay is a people pleaser. She is a people pleasing pick-me. She has a pick-me nature about her, which is why she stayed so long with Steve. I think she said she was in a 7-year relationship, a 5-year, or something to that. She was in this relationship with this dude for a long ass time, and she is tired. But Shay is tired because she is also just tired of allowing people to drain her energy, to take advantage of her, which she has allowed. Shay don't like confrontation. I don't like confrontation either. But as you get older, you do get to a point where I'm at right now. I'm gonna bust you in your face. You keep getting on my goddamn nerves now. I may have helped you out once or twice, but stop it, because now you're doing too much. You know what I mean? But yeah. So Shay is having a hard time of it, and what finally gets her is they have a planned train trip to her and the boyfriend Steve. Have a planned trip to go to Naples to eat pizza, because she wanted to go eat pizza and go to this museum over there. And She, you know, she told him ahead of time that he would need his passport to get him into training. Lo and behold, Steve don't bring his passport, and he's being a bitch about it. He wants Shay to go back to the hotel with him to get the passport, and she loses it. She is done. She can't handle it no more. She is just like, she ain't even woosah. She was like, this gotta stop. She's ready to stop being the people pleasing pick me and just take some type of control over her life. She needs to enjoy herself while she's here. You know what I mean? So she decides, like, fuck that. I'm just gonna go on. If he gets to Naples, he gets there. If not, So Shay leaves. We in Naples. Cue to Salvatore's restaurant. Child. Salvatore's handling his business, which is also a cover for this restaurant that sits in Naples. Salvatore's in his restaurant, about to, you know, he's handling some business. Somebody has pissed him off. Salvatore also has a hit on his head, and he's trying to find out who's trying to kill him. So his day right now ain't going good. He ain't been in a good mood in a very long time. Him and his wife don't like each other. Matter of fact, they hate each other. It's like, I don't like her, and she like, I don't like him. There really probably were that 1950s couples that slept in separate beds, and there was no nookie going on between them. So, you know, it was a business proposition, you know what I mean? Sal took out his wife's father to get to the position that he is currently in right now, mob boss. So, you know, that's kind of like, you know, even though Katrina Jackson does say in the book that, you know, the wife didn't care too much about the father either, but you know, sometimes you could say that, but somebody killed your father, you know what I mean? You might hold some hatred in your heart for that person. So Sal and his wife ain't getting along, you know what I mean? So he's just, things just ain't going right. So he's currently, as the blurb says, you know, this is where the torture part of the blurb comes in. He's currently in his office handling some business, and he needs this business handled so he can relax as much as the mob boss can relax. He can't do that right now because there's too many hating ass people around him that are trying to kill him, and he over it. He just want to enjoy some shit. So after Sal handles his business in the restaurant, he comes out of his office, he goes inside the main entrance dining area of the restaurant, and he sees Shay, and he is taken away by Shay. I love to see it. Brown skin, yes honey. He was like, that is a pretty little brown lady sitting over there. I want to talk to her. So, you know, they are doing some flirting back and forth. Shay does take notice of Sal too. She loves the way Sal looks, and she loves the way that Sal is looking at her. And Shay is very, you know, kind of like sheltered a little bit. Steve is like the only dude she knew. As far as like romantic and physical relationships, Steve is the only dude that Shay knew. And Shay and Steve wasn't shit, you know what I mean? So, you know, when Sal is giving her these looks like, I really want to eat you up, you know what I mean? Shay is just like, she's feeling it. And she's strongly attracted to Sal as well, too. Even though Sal is way older than her, even though she could see that ring on Sal's finger. So basically what this book is really about is about these two people that are just having these own little type stressors going on in their life. You know, they both of them are just like, I do not like this person that I'm with. Like, I need a break. I need some relief. And they decide to take that relief inside of, you know, flirting leads to them having this beautiful, dirty, sexy ass hookup in Sal's restaurant. That was so good. But it was a good old hookup. You know what I mean? Shay got her life. I got her life for her because I was like, girl. Listen, that was one of the things that got me inside of the book, because I was just like, Shay. But that man was giving it to her, and then to go from like sex to somebody blowing your back out. I mean, blowing your back out. Girl. Whew-wee. I was like, girl, you better enjoy Sal while you can, because Sal was giving it to her. You hear me? I was like, yes, Sal. Blow her back out. Tear her up. I know I'm being ridiculous, but I'm trying to find. Was a section in here where her cousin, her cousin basically was telling like, bitch, you ain't getting no good sex. That man is not. That man is not busting your back out. He ain't doing it to you right. You know what I mean? When you have an orgasm, because she's sitting up there contemplating, like, damn, like, I don't even know if I really even had a good orgasm. You know what I mean? And her cousin was like, listen, when he put it on you, like, you are going to sing. Your soul is going to sing. Your pussy is going to sing. And if that ain't happened, then I don't know what Steve over there doing, and furthermore, I don't even know why you still with Steve. You know what I mean? So that shit took me out. I was just like, okay. So even though this is novella length, I'm sorry, a short story length, this book does end in a cliffhanger, so fair warning to you. And child, cliffhanger it is, because my mouth was like, huh? And what's going to happen now? So it'll be interesting to see what happens between Sal and Shay, and how they're going to work around this new situation that has popped up for the both of them. But for the most part, I love this book. I thought it was a good book. It's really is just a book just to dive into, and just, you know, kind of like just for an hour, and just an hour or two, and just, you know, forget some shit that's going on. It really is a book to be indulged in. But I do like the way Katrina portrayed Shay in this book. I like that Shay was a character, especially being that she was so young, because most of us, you know, women, we don't realize that until we're like, you know, well up in that, you know, in age or whatever. I like that Shay realized that, what the fuck am I doing? Why am I this people-pleasing person? Why am I a pick-me for a piece of shit of a man? You know what I mean? Like, I like that she made Shay contemplate what was going on around her. And maybe, yeah, it is the people around me, but bitch, it's me too. Like, what am I doing? You know what I mean? I like it can spark a lot of conversation. You know, I feel like, especially like in young women who may be like going through that right now. You know, you might be, you know, even some other women, or just women, period. You know, it's just like, why am I like this? Why do I need this piece of shit man in my life? Like, why? Why am I this pick me ass heifer? Like, wow. You know what I mean? So I like that Shay kind of like contemplated, and she took that stand on her vacation and was just like, listen, I can't do this no more. Like, if I do this, if I keep doing this, somebody gonna die, somebody gonna get hurt, something gonna happen to somebody really, really bad. So I need to, like, you know, look into myself and see what I can change, you know, work on me, and then, you know, try to get like these toxic people away from me. You know what I mean? So I like that she did that with her character. That was really, really good to see. And it was just so many gems just dropped inside of this book. You know what I mean? Like, you know, we can reflect a lot on Sal or whatever, but Sal is a mob boss. Sal is an older man. Sal knows who he is, what he is, and he's just like, hey, you know what I mean? So, but I do like that when they were talking in his restaurant, how very complimentary they were to each other. You know what I mean? Sal was telling her, like, you don't need that. You know, you don't need that in your life. Like, you're young. You know, you should be with somebody that cares about you. You know, you're saying that, you know, that's going to take care of you and stuff like that. And even she was, you know, returning those favors back to him, like, you know. And I like that Sal was who he was, you know what I mean? Because there was a point in the book where he said, where she says to him, like, you know, you look like a nice person too. You deserve good things in your life too. And he was like, yeah, maybe I deserve some good things, but I am not a nice person, baby girl. He ain't tell her all his business, but he was like, girl, I ain't a nice person. I can blow your back out, but I ain't no nice person, that's not me. Sal knew who he was. You know, he knew he did some bad shit in his lifetime. You know, he knew he wasn't the nicest of person, you know, people, you know what I mean? So it's a good story. But I really do love Shay's character inside of this book and the growth she seemed to take, you know, on that trip, you know. So yeah, but again, like I said, this book does end on a cliffhanger. It'll be interesting to see where she goes with this story. I do believe there will be a book 2, but I don't think it's going to reflect on Shay and Sal, so I don't know when, but I need it now, ma'am, and I need to know what's going to happen to them, because that was like, I ain't never get a cliffhanger reading any of Katrina's books, and I was just like, man, why you even do that? Like, what? So, but it's worth the 4 stars I gave it. I tell y'all that, because I was like, oh my God, what? So, if you love mafia romances, interracial romances, you should definitely check out Beautiful and Dirty by Katrina Jackson. And that is it for me. Been here for a minute, and that's all I got. Ain't got no more. Later days. Bye.